to destroy you in that regard, they just kill you. I don't know if I've stated this in the past, but um, one of my biggest struggles in life is misanthropy. And this damn thing done turned over already. I don't know. Y'all have to forgive me. This thing went into part two, and then I had to get another SIM card because I lost the other. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. I'm speculating somebody snatched it. Knowing these dusties. And so now this motherfucker will break off into parts. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, this whole week I've been fucked up about all of this because again it just goes to show what happens when you give the worst, the scourge and the worst of us, among us, the best of us. This is what happens. And you know, I was just thinking that the worst thing, if you are a talented person, whatever your skill set is, the worst thing that you can do is give your talents to talentless people. That is the worst thing in my own personal experience. I had to realize this, that the worst thing that you can do, this might go off because my battery's low or whatnot, but one thing that I've learned when it comes to talentless people is you try to stay away from them, but if you can't, the last thing that you do is give them your best. It's just like Jesus said, cast not your pearls before the swine, lest they trample upon it and tear you to pieces. This is what happens when you give your best to society's worst, and when you give your talents to talentless people, to talentless swine. People who can't stand your ass just off the strength that they low-key want to be you. That they, low-key want to be you. Because sometimes you just got to look at motherfuckers who swear they can't stand your ass, knowing damn well you ain't did nothing. You ain't broke into his crib and fucked this bitch. You ain't did nothing of the sort. But they got all this energy for you. And we got to see that shit for what it is. Hate is a sign of envy. And that's a sign of low-key admiration. They can't stand you because they low-key want to be you, but they ain't got what it takes. They just think because they ain't built like that. It ain't too many motherfuckers built like young Dolph. It ain't too many motherfuckers built like Moses. Hell, I ain't built like the way Moses was built. Moses McCormick, if y'all wondering. Look up my video. The polyglot from I believe Akron, Ohio, that y'all aired out. That these motherfuckers aired out. And did it low key too. Y'all didn't shoot him in the face. Y'all poisoned him, did the most bitch ass moves. Gonna poison that man. That's what I'm saying, bro. As far as I've advanced and me getting finally in a position where I'm just about ready to do what I came out here to do, it's a wonder that I've even made it this far. Because that's just Because like I said, if you ain't got the other races of people to get in your ass, you cannot trust me. You can always rely and depend on niggas to fuck your shit up. And that's the one thing in which they will not disappoint. Niggas won't disappoint in that. And yet these will be the very same people who are now wondering who will get on, I was just thinking about this shit. These are the very same people who will get on Kevin Samuels' channel asking why black men are going to other races of women. This is what they do. We just have to accept that. We have to accept Negro pathology for what it is, as well as the pathology of the rest of this wicked ass, racist ass, anti-black ass planet. Because that was the choice that I made. That's why I left Memphis 4 years ago. And I ain't looked back since. Because it ain't nothing. Because guess what? It ain't nothing to look back to. Now that y'all done kicked this nest of hornets, you got niggas spraying up, shooting up the place, shooting up Memphis, all up and down Memphis. This shit happened in South Memphis, so why you got niggas shooting up places in North Memphis? Why ain't y'all going just after the perpetrators responsible for this bullshit? It's my understanding, and I'm hearing all kinds of stories. I'm hearing some got caught, arrested, and then I'm hearing others have been getting aired out. So I've heard. Which I fully co-sign. The niggas responsible for this shit, air them niggas out. I'm sorry, bro. Some shit just calls for street justice. I'm all for airing out the niggas who did this shit. Another thing that fucks me up is, I'm sure all of us have seen Boys in the Hood, and we all saw the part where Ricky got shot in the back. But you know what fucked me up about Dolph? In one of his interviews, he was comparing South Memphis to I mean, really, you can compare all of Memphis to that shit, to South Central, except it wasn't in the West Coast, it was in the South. And to hear and to see and witness him dying a very much similar death to what we saw what happened to Ricky, except it was in real life. I mean, except that was a movie. Morris Chestnut's still alive. I mean, this is what we can expect. This is what we can expect. And you can always rely on these Negroes to do what these Negroes do. This is what they do. When you're dealing with a bunch of talentless monkeys who are full of envy, full of jealousy, full of self-hate, self-loathing, and you a nigga who make it out of the hood, coming out of the same spot that they came up out of, you can expect this. Expect it. And if you expect it, you won't even be there. That's what I meant when I was saying some of my anger was indeed directed towards Dolph, because I'm mad at him because he should have known better. I know he felt comfortable, but that's just like with me. I mean, I'm a Hickory Hood nigga. I'm a Southeast Memphis nigga. I grew up in Hickory Hill, Winchester, Mount Moriah, Mendenhall. And I think about my spot all the time. And I remember one time, and let me go and call it out. I remember one time I moved back to my hood because, I kind of bounced between Orange Mound and Southeast Memphis because my grandma lived in Orange Mound, but I grew up in Southeast Memphis. Well, there was a time back in 2008 I managed to convince my father to let me move back to our house back in Southeast Memphis. And I remember I wanted to go back just to visit my first high school, Wooddale High. And I remember walking through one of these neighborhoods, and while I was walking there, a whole pit bull came out and chased me off the block. What the fuck was the pit bull doing out loose in the first place? Because it was in the hood. Nobody out there. And see, now if I had a get and I bust on the dog, then you niggas would have came out. But as long as it's me and this K9 and I'm up here being chased, you ain't got nothing to say. That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't do nothing with these people, bro. They are tainted. If I had anything to say to Dolph, I'm like, bro, you should have known better than that, bro. And now you dead. And you had fans, you had family relying on you to move different. Because you got all these people hurting and grieving that you got aired out by the apes, by these monkeys, by these talentless, shiftless, ain't going nowhere in life monkeys. They say misery loves company. They say if you lay with dogs, expect to catch some fleas. They say pay attention to your circle. Growing up in Memphis, I had to learn. Everybody ain't your motherfucking friend. Everybody ain't your motherfucking friend. That's why I can't stand these goofy ass Denverite motherfuckers. These motherfuckers so nosy, bro. I swear to God, I'd be wanting to just pop one of these motherfuckers in the mouth. Cause I'm like, I'll be looking at them like, you don't know me like that, bro. Fucking around, sticking your big ass nose in my affairs like you're just being on some nosy shit. I'll shoot you in the face for some shit like that, bro. I already don't like you motherfuckers. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. The money. The money. The bag. I wish I could say I'm here to smash on these big old woodies that they got out here, but what good is that, them big old booties? And the natives here have said it themselves that these bitches ain't shit. So I'm like, what good is you? You nullify your own assets. We gotta move different. We gotta move different. When you make it out of the hood, when you get out of the hood, you stay out of the hood. Don't go back. And I'm preaching to myself too. This is a message for me too, because don't y'all think, man, in a city like this where the food sucks, bitches ain't shit. Not to say, Memphis bitches ain't shit, so that ain't nothing to me, but at least they don't set niggas up out here to get robbed and murdered. Not to my knowledge, anyway. That's yet to remain to be seen, whether or not Denver bitches do shit like that. They probably do in Aurora. Because, again, that's just another dusty ass part of this. That's another video for another time. But don't y'all think that a nigga just want to go back home sometime? To go back to Crumpy's, go back to Senor Taco, go back to Xing Wang, all of my favorite spots that I used to frequent and hit back when I was living in Memphis. Just to drive up and down, just for memory's sake. Because I remember North China Restaurant and I forget the name of the Mexican restaurant next to it. And this is back in the day, like early 2000s. Restaurants that don't exist anymore and haven't since they closed back then. I mean, that's history. That's where I grew up. But knowing you motherfuckers, I'll be lucky. I'll be lucky if I run into a pit bull where I got the strap and got some, got some bullets to put in his teethies, in that hard ass pit bull skull. Because you niggas, y'all are just the worst, bro. Y'all are the worst, and y'all do the most. And it just goes to prove. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand how is it that I gave Memphis 27 years, damn near 3 decades, and I'm coming there, a nobody, somebody who ain't got nearly as much clout or notoriety or wealth as Dolph had, and I'm being approached with the same kind of vitriol as y'all did him. Niggas within his own circle. Niggas in his circle did this to him. And then I stumbled across this saying that said a prophet isn't welcome in his own city. You gotta leave. You gotta raise up. It ain't the story of the Memphian. It ain't the story of the Memphian to despite